Hi there, I'm John and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I am off school for a bit, so I came back home and I just thought I'll film the end of year book tag because I've been seeing that go around and it's one I've been really interested in because I quite very short questions which I really like, and it's going to be sort of like a December TBR mix video. So yeah. So the first question is, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? And yes. It's not usually me to have like pending books from previous months up till this time, but as at this month, this year has been quite a tumultuous reading year for me. But the first book I would like to mention is A Waiter in Paris by Edward. I've forgotten his son Edward Chisholm, something around that. Yeah, I started that in January, which baffles me. It's a memoir. It's a memoir about the author's time working as a waiter in like the underground Paris scene. He describes it as this part of Paris where people do not see, and like the underground where it's like more like working, struggling people who are aware of this part. And I started it in January because I was quite intrigued by the whole memoir and the whole concept behind it. And so I started it in January and I have gotten around 100 pages in, but I had been really slow with it. I have not touched it in a month or two now. And yeah, it's not as if it's like boring or I do not like it, but for some reason, I don't know, I just found myself going really slow and being slowed down by it. And usually I was always one to like finish books before moving on to other books, but I am at that point where I'm currently reading like 8 books at once, which is tragic. But yeah, that's one. Another book is Friendaholic. I cannot remember it. It's those books with the tagline, but the major name is Friendaholic. It's by Elizabeth Day. She's the author of Magpie, which was quite popular last year. And this I saw, I've forgotten where I saw it, but I knew that it was like kind of a collection of personal essays slash memoir, kind of on like the author and her friendships and her experiences with friendships, like mainly centered around friendships in a sense as relationships, because I'm someone who has always loved friendships and I hold it like to high esteem. I hold it even higher than romantic relationships because they are like romantic relationships for me. I feel like they are like the peak relationships. So I started that in I think June or July, I cannot really remember, but I have still not finished it. I am I think 40% in or something, and it's one I would like to finish before the end of the year, same as A Waiter in Paris. I've gone back for Friendaholic. I really want to finish it because I've liked it so far, but for A Waiter in Paris, I have gone back and forth between like DNFing it, and it's not I do not DNF books. Like I DNF maybe my first book this year, last month I think, and it was a manga that I was not just feeling and just decided to finally give up on, because I'm one to hold on and like drag myself through the month until I finish with it. And it seems it's what I want to do with A Waiter in Paris, but I don't know if I'm going to like get the intended like effect of the book if I keep like holding on, because like I said, I've not really hated it, but I do not know really. Then I have a book, The Holy Spirit and His Gifts by Kenneth Hagin, which I started like some months back, maybe February or March, and which I was really enjoying, but I've just been more slow with it and more slow with like my Christian books. So yeah, I really like that. I would like to finish it by the end of the year, though that is not like my major priority. Then I have 2 books here which I am currently reading that I would like to. I started sometime this year, one in August, one last month. I'd like to finish both. And the first one I've mentioned on here, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I am already halfway into it, so I think I am definitely going to finish it like before the 15th. That's my goal, to finish it for the 15th, although I have exams already starting this week, but we'll see. This I am still very much enjoying. Then the next one, of course, I've mentioned as well, and it's Stoner by John Williams. Not yet halfway, but it's one I certainly want to finish before this year ends. So, yeah. So question 2 is, do you have an autumnal book to transition to the end of the year? And my answer for this is that we do not have seasons here. So yeah, we have no seasons. We only have really it's either it's rainy or it's sunny. And the closest thing we have to like maybe should I say sneaking or minor season is Hamatan, yes, which comes between December and January. It's just very cold and makes our lips chapped, so you have to moisturize your lips all around that time. But yeah, we do not really have like the seasons, but I take note of the seasons very much in America. And so for this, I will just give an answer, a book to transition into the end this December time of the year. So I think I will choose, not just because of the name or because of the season, but really because of the season. It's Autumn by Alice Smith. It's a book I really want to read because I want to read Smith's seasonal quartet, and Autumn is the first book in seasonal quartet. So I really want to get to that before the end of the year, though it's not like a set in stone one. Yeah, I think I have my friend over there told me I think winter is not up until like 2020 something. I don't know if I'm mistaken, but yeah, I would like to read Autumn before the end of the year. Question 3 is there a new release you are still waiting for? And my answer is no. Yeah, the only new release I had my eye on the entire year came out last month in the US, which is The Vulnerables by Sigrid Nunez, and I got an arc from the UK publishing company. And so, but it comes out in the UK in January, so I don't really have a new release. I'm waiting for a new one. Question 4 is 3 books you want to read by the end of the year, and I have them here. One is Anna Karenina by our darling Tolstoy. I have not read any Tolstoy. I really want to read a Tolstoy. I want to start with this Tolstoy. I have owned this since 2020, since entering college. Like, it was among the first books I ever bought for myself, because then I knew, like, I had a little idea of the popular books, and yes, I got it from the fair, and it's quite a chunky one, so I feel a little like silly saying I would like to read this before the end of the year. But if I think about how I read and how like determined I can get to finish something, I can finish it. But if I think about how I've been reading this year, I know it's like kind of a delusional thing to say I will read this and finish it by the end of the year. But this is one of the 3 books I would like to get to before the end of the year. Next, we have The Silent Patient, a one-time book community bookstagram book talk darling. Yes, it was like the darling of the, I think 2020, 2019. That's when I saw this most popular, and I was so into getting it because I was not seeing it in Nigeria, and my friend finally sent it to me from the UK along with some other books in 2021. But I have still not read it till date, and I really want to get it out of my list because I've heard it's quite good, and I do read mysteries. It's one of the genres I mentioned I read. So yeah, I would really like to get to this because I've heard it has like a fantastic twist in it. And the final one I have had since 2020 as well, around the time I got Anna Karenina, and it's a classic too. Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. A lot of people's favorite novel, one of like the most praised American classics, if I'm not mistaken. I have wanted to read this so much, especially last year. I think, when Alana Estelle, my friend, read it and she liked it so much and just amped me up to like get to it even more, but I still have not, and have been postponing and pushing, and I really want to get to it, but the time, everything is so choked up and so covered, and I don't know what to do. But this is one I would really love to read by the end of the year because I've heard so many good things about it, and I really love this edition with these edges. I love these edges. It was one of the things that drew me to buy it early. Yeah, so but this is Grapes of Wrath. ignore that. Question 5 is, are there any books that could shock you and become your favorite book of the year? And I will say I have two in mind that could do it. One I just mentioned, Grapes of Wrath, because of like its critical acclaim so much. I have a good feeling about that. And the other one is Stoner by John Williams. Though I think that one is like, yes, I just think it might, because of course, like I said, I've never seen or heard a bad review on it. So I would like it. I don't know, but could it get there? Who knows? Yeah. Question 6, the final question is, have you started making reading plans for 2024? Oof. And the answer is yes, actually. But I can already foresee that maybe it might be even more tedious for me in 2024 than this year, which was already so tedious to my reading. But I think it will just be the first 4 months, because those are like my 4 final months of university. So I know they will be taking a lot of me. But yeah, my reading plans, I think just base reading plans for next year. I have just like, there are just some books I have like pushed to the side that I know that I definitely am reading this 2024, and one of them I've mentioned, Crime and Punishment. I'm even thinking of starting the year with that, but that's like the only reading plan I have currently on ground. So I think we have come to the end of this video. It's quite a short one, but I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, happy new month to all of you on here. I'm so thankful once again for the support. If you liked this video, if you enjoyed sitting and listening, please, I would love you to like and subscribe and help share the video as well, as it means a lot. More videos to come. I just like a little pushing it there. I have a potential maybe wrap up / review coming, so stay tuned for that. And have a lovely day. Bye.